Wow, looks like we've got a visitor enjoying the rail. Hello, and welcome to the FTOG Infinity Evolved series. In the last few episodes, we've been focusing a bit more on our base. So in this episode, I thought we'd start working on a transportation project. Because we've got farms all over the place, items that have to be collected, so I thought we'd start working on the FTOG railway. I could see this being going over a few episodes, but picked out a site, and this is it. It's not too far away from spawn. In fact, there's the tree farm, there's Grok's place, there's Thor's place, and there's the mob farm. And the plan for this little spot is actually to have all the extra sidings and refill bits here, and then connect up to various different tracks around the area, so we can run locomotives between the various locations where there are items to be picked up, and return them back to spawn. So, let's get started. So, the first thing we're going to need to make is a rolling machine, because many of the things in Railcraft require a rolling machine. Now, to make it, it's just 4 iron gears, 4 pistons, and a tin electron tube, which is just tin like we done the diamonds the other day. It's just tin instead. So craft all of those up, make ourselves a rolling machine, and of course it will need power. So we'll just go up and tap into our existing power supply up here. Let's put it there, and that'll give it power. I'm thinking of making locomotives. Okay, so steam locomotives are probably the best bet because of the distance I'm going in. So steam locomotive is some minecarts. You know, they haven't changed the recipe for a minecart. 2 minecarts, some iron bars, high pressure boiler tanks, which are steel plates, which you make by putting steel into the rolling machine we just made. The solid fuel things, which shouldn't be too hard to make either. And that will give us a steam locomotive. I'm also thinking we're going to need some rail or track. I think it's actually called track. And unfortunately, I don't have any track at all, so I'm going to have to make some. So it requires wooden ties, which are number of a carpenter, and creosote oil, and some standard rail, which for some reason it shows me this recipe, which really is not helpful. It's actually iron ingots in the rolling machine, so I could probably set that up right now. Let me get some iron ingots. So iron, let's just request a stack for now. And we'll stick it in here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And of course that will make 8 standard rails. And it keeps the recipe, so we just line it up in there. We'll just do a few of them. And that should make us 16 and keep the last set in the machine. Which is probably not going to be anywhere near. Let's craft up what I've got left of that. That was not what I wanted at all. So I'll leave that to craft, and I'll go craft up some steel so that we can make the other pieces of the machine we need. And we're back soon. Okay, so while we're waiting for the steel to be crafted up, to make the wooden ties, we need to place a recipe in here for the ties and some creosote oil. And we just wait for it to craft it. So that thing, we need we need 4 per wooden rail bed, and that gives us 32 tracks. That's not going to actually give us enough. Let me go get some more. Place some in there. And of course that's going to give us too many now, but oh well. There's the 4. And we're out of creosote. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine for now. So, to make them into the wooden tie things, we join them like that. That gives us one of those for the rail bed. We'll go into here. We can put that into there along with these guys. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. And that gives us 32 tracks. So that'll be nice. That's nice and easy. And I was thinking about using electric rail on this thing, but I thought to go with the plan of the Western type feel of the thing, they wouldn't really have electric rail going through the area, and I just think a steam train would look so much cooler anyway. So next thing we want to make, actually it should be enough. Oh, we probably should make some minecarts, which are pretty simple to make. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. I need to make a few of those, so I'll be back in a moment. I also will need a crowbar, because the Railcraft uses these quite heavily. So looking at that and some red dye, it's just doink like that, 1 crowbar. And then that lets us do some cool things with the track later and the engines and stuff. Probably should find out how we're going with the steel. So here we have 1 block so far, plus the 8. Loco. So to make a steam locomotive, we need to have the minecarts. We need to have 2 steel plates. Okay, that's plenty. Having inventory problems again. So what I've got to do is I'll go put these into the rolling machine. So I'll take these guys out, and we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, I created quite a bit of standard rail. That wasn't intentional. Okay, we'll just leave that there for a second. Make 4 of those. Actually, we need some more, because it's 2 of those per thing. That'll give it the top 2, and then we need to do the bottom 2 as well. And I think we're running low on power. Let's power this guy up. There's 8. Put those in there? No, I can't put those in there. That's a shame. I need to empty my inventory. Let's drop off some of this. And I'm running low on inventories on chest space too, but that's fine. So we should now be able to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 4 of those makes a high pressure boiler. Got 2 minecarts. We need some iron bars, not a problem. And these guys here, which are a little more difficult because I need some clay and a fire charge. I don't know if I've got enough for those. I need a furnace as well. That's cool. I'll go make all those and I'll come back in a moment. Okay, so a solid fuel boiler, and we'll make 2 of them. And now we should have enough. Oh, I need some iron bars still. It's not a problem. I think I've got some of those around here somewhere. Iron bars, just a few. One of those, and then we should be able to put that like that. 1 steam locomotive. So we will also need some coal. Just grab a stack for now. Do I have a bucket in here? I do. Cool. Just need 1 of those. And I'll grab that. Okay. Oops, it's at night time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set up a basic test and see how this works. We'll just put a basic track down and then we'll do some fiddling around to play with it. So I'll meet you at the railway area. Okay, so there's been a small or slight change in plan. While I was waiting for everything to craft up, I went to bed and ended the episode. And then the following day, Thor decided to stream, and he has built the beginnings of a rail track along there. So what I thought I'd do is, so that we can actually utilize the same track and not have tracks going everywhere, I would put the actual sidings and everything around here. It was to be over there on the other side of the tree farm. Now it's just in front of the mob farm, which is possibly a good idea anyway because it will give us a close access to it. So what we'll do first is we'll just set up a really basic track down here, just so we can. That's not what I want. Just so we can see how the locomotives are going to work. Don't we do it? I mean, it's not very helpful. And we'll just run it around here. Just a bit of a circle, really, at the moment. So it's going to go around in circles. Now, the thing about steam locomotives or any of their locomotives is that if you walk in front of them, they will kill you. So we don't want to kill ourselves. But what we do want to do is add our extra things behind them. So we'd actually put 1, 2, and 3. You then get your crowbar, you sneak, right click, sneak right click, and then we'll create a link between those 2 carts. Do the same here and here, and the same there and there. And now we have a train with carriages. If we go into here, we're given an interface. Where did I put? I need to get some water. Give me a second. Let's go get some water from over here. Nobody saw anything. So go back over here. Where was it? Over here. Went a bit too far. Need to move my waypoint. So we put some water in, just like that. Much like the boilers in Railcraft, because they're made of a boiler, if you have cold them and they run out of water, and you put water in when they're still hot, they will explode. So it's a good idea not to do that. Let's just put a little bit of heat in there. And we will turn it on, just on a minor amount for now. And what this will actually do is it will start heating up. So you can see here it's 47 degrees. I'm just going to move over here. So I'm not actually in the middle of it. And of course at the moment this is actually rideable, so we could hop on this. We could hop on there. And as it goes around in circles, we will follow. And of course it needs to get to boiling temperature, which it's about to do. In fact, it is at boiling temperature. You can see it's growing steam. And once it gets to the right amount of steam, it should start moving forward. Oh, of course it's on idle. Let's make it running. So that's working. We'll just put it back in idle for a second. Hit insert to hop out. And so you can see what it looks like when it's actually running without me in it. So you can see it's a bit of a rail. It's an actual proper train with a whistle. And there are some cool things we can do to make it actually whistle. Now. Okay, we have run out of fuel, so let's put some more fuel in there. Yes, so did that actually stop? No, there we go. So it's got so there are some cool things we can actually do beyond what we've just done here. But it gives you an idea on where we're heading with it. I'm going to set up a better track and tidy the ground up because it's quite a mess at the moment. And I'll go do that and come back when I'm ready. Okay, so there's a few things we need to actually craft up as part of this. What am I looking for? Railcraft. One thing we'll need is there is a water container thing here somewhere. Now, these things aren't normally too difficult to make. We need some planks. Looks like it's all planks, iron ingots. What I was also thinking we could use are the agrocraft. There's a very cool thing in agrocraft called irrigation channel. A lot more easy to make and will look quite cool. So we also need to make a loader, and there are multiple different types of loaders. There's the item loader, which we'll need for the coal, not overly difficult to make, and we also will need a fluid loader, which is a detector, a hopper. So one of those, probably need two of those on here. We also need a whole bunch of brick and a pressure plate. No, not enough for a pressure plate. Or just not enough to actually place all these guys down. Let's get rid of the cobblestone. So, we're making the fluid loader. And we want to make a detector. I don't have enough for that. No, fluid loader. Pressure plate. No, not enough for a pressure plate. Stone. Okay, so I'll grab some stone. Just some plain old ordinary stone. Two stone. A whole bunch of glass. And some more bricks. means I need more clay. 8, 7, 8. Okay. 8. We also need some glass. I think I need more than 4. It's 6. That's right, I'll go make some more glass and the other things we need, and I'll come back once I got the stuff. Okay, so we need to make the plate first, and then we surround that with bricks to make a detector for tanks. We also need to have a hopper and some glass, which I have. That makes us a fluid loader. Now I'm not sure whether I can go directly into this guy. We will see. I'll meet you at the rail yard. Well, looks like it might be good timing. At the turtle's just finishing off now. Now what we need to do, we need our water tank sightings, and we'll probably put that over here somewhere. Yes. No, actually, we'll put it over here. We'll put it about here. And I'm just going to stick it up in stilts for now. I'm not going to actually, I'll rearrange this later. It's a 3x3, hollow in the middle. So place that like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Doink. And in theory, and you'll see it's a passive water generation. It's pretty quick actually, especially considering it only needs to dump water. So we now need to place one of those there, one there, and what that will do is actually traverse the water down. So it'll go along the irrigation channel and then come down to here. I still think might be, is it too high still? Yes. So place the rail back around here. So once again, we join them together. And I need to make one last thing to go with this piece here. So I'm going to do that now, and I'll be back in a moment. So in order to hold the train in place, we want to make ourselves a locking track. This will allow us to, while the train is, or the locomotive is filling, it'll hold the train in place, and when it's finished, the loader will signal the locking track to let it continue. So to make it, we need to make an advanced rail, which is our standard rail, plus a redstone and some gold ingots. So let's do that. I think I've got some standard railway. Yep. I think I've got some redstone in here. 1, 2, 3. And some gold. I really need to tidy up my inventory. Gold. There's some 3 pieces of gold. 1, 2, 3. This makes heaps, so it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to the rolling machine. It's 3 of those. 3 of those. And 3 of these. And now I should have some inventory space. So that makes one. So we need 6 of those. We get 8. Not helpful, but once again. We'll need some more rail bead as well. So I might just go grab another plank while waiting. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I want to take this guy. It's still a little bit too high. So we will place another one of those. And then put this guy on there. Hopefully it'll fill with liquid. It seems to be filling slowly. And basically it needs to be 1 higher than the track because the train will come under it. So we take this guy out as well. And we place down a locking track there. And if you right click with a wrench, it'll move it into certain modes. Now we want it in train holding mode, which I believe should mean that when it comes up, the train will automatically stop here. And this guy we want to have in hold carts until completely full, immediate. But hold it so that it will always be full. If we now stick our coal into here and we stick it on idle, on a slow mode, and set it to run, what should now happen is it will start smoking. Should be good. Once we get to 100, it should start moving forward. It looks like it is. Awesome. And we'll just put power into it. Oh. Let's hit that with that way so it goes the right way. And what we're hoping for is that it will walk around, it'll go around here. And when it gets to the loader, it should sit there. And get filled with water. Which it is. Cool. And let's get our bucket and let's just fill it up completely so that we know it's working. And I'm going to fill up this guy. And there we go, look at that. Cool. And now what should happen is it will come back around. Cool. It won't stop because of course there is no water. Unless there is no need to stop for it to get water. Cool. Oh, what? Hello? Aw, were you enjoying that? I'm sorry, I didn't realise I should have put a roof over the top. Okay, so next thing we're going to need is an item loader, which is pretty much the same thing again, except for items. So this will load our coal in. We're going to need a pressure plate, another one of those. And then hopper, which we've already got. We should be able to make one of those now. No. Inventory space. Let's go first. No. Thought there's just that. So one of those there. The hopper. And then cobble. Like that. No. What am I missing? That's cobblestone, cobble. Detector item. Oh no. That's a power detector. Oh, okay. That's fine. We might be able to use this, I guess. Let's just dump that down. Oh no, put it there for now. So we actually need some planks, which no, I don't have any on me. Where is my wrench? So we get actually planks. And I'm running a little low on planks. Let's go for wood. And we'll just go need 4. And then if we stick that into there, hopefully it gives us 8. Yes, it does. Cool. Take the cobble out, stick these guys in. And we also need need to make another pressure plate. Put that there, stick that in there, one in there, makes it item detector. Then if we put the hopper into there along with some cobble, marks it. This is an item loader. Right, so let's throw another locking track down here. Same theory here, we're going to lock it until it's full. So this guy here, I think we set to force fill, and we will do the same with this guy. Stick it here. And once again, it has to sit 1 block above the engine so that it can place into it. And we will place it on yep. And we want to place it in this one here, move items until the destination matches the filter. And we will put in 29 there. Well, actually, no, let's start off a bit easier than that. Let's put in 10. And the idea is we are waiting for it to actually fill in 10. Of course, we will need to have our transfer node, or whatever it is that we are emptying from. And I'll just stick, for now, I'm just going to stick the chest above there. There. So I'll leave that there for now because I'm actually, it looks like a support structure, which is what we were after. And I'll put one here as well for the same reason. And one there. Not quite as pretty. Probably should use wood or something, but at least it's going to look better than it was. So what that will do, and we need to of course change, we need to make this guy the same here, so that there, I think it's in holding mode, is it? Train holding mode? Yep. And then what we'll do is we can turn this guy on probably just for a little bit. So we'll idle him. You know, it would help a little bit if we actually had some. This guy's the wrong way, isn't he? I was just thinking, you're probably saying, hey, it's the wrong way. That way. So we'll just stick it in there and make sure it is actually working. So about 3 in there, cool. We'll put a few in here. And hopefully, when this guy turns on, and actually gets himself enough power, he's 60 at the moment. Stick him at slow. Any moment now. There we go, got steam. So he should start moving soon. Might put another couple in there. Any moment now will be nice. There we go. And of course what we'll do now is we will stick this up here, so he should stop. Huh. He should stop, but did not. Make sure I'm not in the way. When complete. No. Why is it getting a signal? Moved items until the destination matches the folder. Emit when complete. Well, it's not complete. There we go. Not quite sure what happened there. So I put those into there, and what will happen now is it should automatically load. It's not helpful. Yep, so let's put 10 in there. And that way it'll always keep 10 in there as it runs out. So if we stand here, and when it comes back next, we'll have another look. If it's dropped down, it should fill it back up to 10, so it's now 9. And again, it's 10. We take out 5. We'll take it a bit more than that. And we'll stick them up here to there. So it's on the last, and there's 10. So it filled up pretty quick. And what that will ensure is that we've always got enough stock in the locomotive to keep it running. And I'll probably increase the amount we're actually storing so that it's not 10, because of course it's not going to get very far on 10. So what we want to do is here. Actually want to take these guys out. And we want to run a track. Okay, so if we send it this way, so what I'm going to do is I'll have to talk to Grok and make sure he's happy for me to run something into here for it to pick it up. But for now, I'll just run this back around a circle, so it's in a bit of a loop track. Okay. And as you can see that at this point though, it doesn't connect. So we're going to have to make a switch track, which is not too difficult to make, just one of these guys here. So it's just a wooden, so the same thing pretty much as a standard track. You've got the standard rail down here on both sides, and you've got the wooden rail bed in the middle, but at the top, and you've got some data, and that will let you change directions. I also want to make up, we probably need to have another locking track in here actually. So we go into here and maybe do that. And we'll put it in train holding mode. And then it will come along here when it's actually further in, and when we worked out where it's going to go, because that's part of probably the next episode. I'll probably have an idea on how I'm going to do that, because I've got a plan in my head, but as I said, I need to talk to Grok about how we're going to do it. So it'll come along here and it'll stall here, or wherever it is. It'll fill up, and then of course once it's full, we'll send it back on its way. So we need to run the same thing here and join this guy back up. I'm about to run out of track too. That's not helpful. Thought I made enough, but I didn't. So I'll put a track here, another switch track here. We'll just send it this way, and I won't put a switch on it because there's no need. But I will start putting switches in shortly. For example, over here, we'll do some magic there. But for now, I'll go make some switch tracks up and some other things. So I'll be back in a moment. Oakley dokley. So I'll place down the switch track. As I said, I don't need to switch it because what will happen is the train will go this way. It'll pause here. Once it's full, it'll then go around, back around here, and it will go back this way. I've done the same here. So the train will go this way. It'll go around here, fill itself up, and go this way. And I've actually just added in 2 chest carts. Because of course it's rather silly just having passengers. So we could be a passenger if we want at the moment, but really the idea is cargo transport, so we'll make it cargo transport. I'll probably have to add a world anchor into these as well, but these guys should be pretty good at handling that. So we will need the switch. No, first we'll need the detector. And what we're going to do with this is we'll probably stick it around about here somewhere. Doesn't really matter at the moment where it goes because most of this I'll probably move around later anyway. Really what I'm giving you is a demo of what we're going to do. So I might just face it this, well, let's face it this way for now. And we'll put we need to put down didn't I just, it's weird. Put that there and that there. And we will stick no, that's not what I want at all. Yes it is, sorry. Put this guy here, and that little icon there has to be facing this towards where you want the redstone signal to go. And what we're going to do in here is we're going to say if it has at least at most, yeah, set it at most. Set it at most. Grab some more coal from in here. Oh, I've got one left. Now we can put charcoal or coal, it doesn't really matter. But what we'll do is I'll put that in there. And we'll say it must have. Sorry, why I haven't correct? There we go. At least, I don't know, 8. Sorry, at the most it must have 8. And if it's got 8, then we switch the track. So stick this guy here, is that right? I think that's right. It's I have a lever, so let's just test it out. Redstone signal. Yep, cool. So as you see, what happens when the redstone signal is on, it'll switch the track from one side to the other side. Which means by default it's going this way. And if it's not, then it will go that way. And what we're going to use this so that when the locomotives need filling, they'll actually head down this way. So I've got some coal in there. I've got quite a bit from there. I still don't think I'll click on that. No, okay. There we go. It's off, which means he's got enough. Just. Yes. Stopped. Why have you stopped if you've just not got enough? Okay, he's not fully heated yet. That's fine. I probably should increase that now that we've got some coal in there. Have we got any speeder at the moment? Here's a Scully. Sounds like they're moving again. Where is that Scully got to? No. No idea. Around here somewhere. So what I'll do is, as I said, I'll just increase this guy here. So we'll make sure he's always got at least 64. Now, can I do that? There we go. Completely that. So now, of course, it will make sure that he's got 64 in there. And what we should see is now he'll come down here and he's run out. Okay, well that's fine. That's what we want. He should now fill up with 64. We do have 64 in there. Nice and quick. He will now head off this way. Now I have him on the slower speed. I could make him, of course, go faster. In fact, let's try that. Let's go that speed. So even when he's carrying, pulling carts, he's actually pretty fast still. And around it goes, and boink! So as you can see, it turned around because he was detected as having enough coal on him. He went off that way, it will go off that way. Perfect. And of course, when he runs low on coal, down to less than 9 when he's passing here, he will then go back around here and refill. So guys, I think I'll call this episode here. As I said at the beginning of the episode, there's probably going to be a large number of these episodes because it's quite a large project, and this is just really the basic setups, and then you know how I'm going to set things, actually get things working. And I'll cover off some of the more advanced stuff as we come across them in the episodes. As I said, we're going to have a talk. I'll have a talk to some of the owners of the mob farms and make sure that they're all happy with how I'm planning on doing things before I go and butcher their designs, because a lot of them are very cool designs. In fact, they're all very cool designs. But I think, yeah, I'll end the episode here. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit that like button. Tell me you actually do enjoy the Railcraft episodes. If you've got any comments or suggestions, or want to say hi, or this cool build, or any of those types of things, leave a comment below. And don't forget to go check out all of the other FTOG community members. There are some cool builds out there, and you'll be able to see their points of view on various things we do. But otherwise, have a great day, and see ya!